Hey, hey, welcome back, guys. All right, Pisceans, let's jump on in. Shout out to AJSRVIM. Really great to see you guys. Let's see, what have we got on the topic of love? We have got an Emperor sideways. We've got a Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. The time has come. The time has come. No more seeds to be planted. No more delays. No more waiting for something to blossom and grow. It's here. It's here. And we've got this emperor who's ready to kind of like send out their roar. Now, I also feel like conversely, Pisces may be ready to either meet or hear from or connect with an emperor. Like, bring it on. Lay it on me. Lay all your love on me. I can't think of who sings that. We have got the Seven of Cups. Okay, so I'm going to say this is probably our Piscean energy since this is the first water energy that we've seen. This emperor could be a fire sign, does not have to be, but we do have strong Aries there. Annie S., so great to see you, sweetheart. We'll get to Aquarius and Capricorn today as well, love. But to start this out with, like, I'm aware this could go in a lot of different ways. I'm aware how many different directions everything could go. Annie, I am so touched. Thank you, love. Great to say hi to you too. We've got the Two of Pentacles. It's in the reverse. Excuse me. Sorry, my lungs are still just a little bit bothered, but it's funny how both of these cards seem to be in contradiction. One is like, I don't know what's going to happen. Pisces is saying, I have no idea what to expect. I know what I wish for, perhaps. And we literally do have in one of these cups, two people dressed as if they are dancing on their wedding. But that doesn't mean that's the only wish Pisces has. Pisces might be saying, look, I don't know what's going to happen with an emperor. I don't know what's going to happen in the realm of love. But I can say, my life is filled of many things. Maybe right now it turns out this chapter of my life, I'm supposed to be focusing on, matters of spirituality, or maybe right now in my life, it'll turn out that I'll be taken down a pathway to explore career avenues. But I do know what I would like to wish for, like very concretely. I think this is Pisces being open to the flow of the universe while still saying, I'm not really confused about what kind of person I would want. So I think Pisces knows that they want maybe not this particular emperor, but an emperor, because that Two of Pentacles, which is like, I don't know, I could see myself with a cowboy or see myself with a baseball player. No, Pisces is not so broad and open. There's a difference between saying, I can roll with the flow of the universe, or saying, I'll roll with the flow of the universe, but I also know what my preference would be. Sometimes, like the Rolling Stones said, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. For sure. Like that can be the way that goes. And I think it's great that Pisces is so like comfortable while still having a mind of their own. They don't force the hand of the universe, but they do know what they would prefer. And I just think that's great energy to be that powerful. But they can't predict what anybody else will do. Let me just ask point blank, Emperor, what do you want with Pisces? Because there's a reason you're showing up at all. Interesting. We have an Ace of Cups in the reverse, but we have the Sun upright and we have the Wheel of Fortune. It's almost like they're like, dare I hope? Dare I hope that Pisces could love me? No, I can't say that I want Pisces to love me, but maybe if everything were different, maybe if Pisces saw me in a different light, maybe if, life changes. I mean, they definitely know that they want to be happy with Pisces and that they want like a whole different chapter of their life to occur, but it's like they don't dare hope that Pisces could love them. Why? Hold on, let's change decks. What is the deal with you not wanting to dare to hope that Pisces would love you? Dalia Chavez, Slave Princess, so great to see you. We've got Eight of Cups, we have King of Wands. It's like, because Pisces walked away from me once upon a time. And I know that no matter how much I loved, because I loved Pisces then also when they walked away from me, I did love them and it wasn't enough. Okay, why do you think Pisces walked away? Sorry, but this is definitely somebody that Pisces has already dealt with. Page of Pentacles sideways. I didn't really say enough. to Pisces. I didn't really connect with them. I mean, at the foundational level, it could have been that Pisces was like, okay, if this person doesn't even want to build dialogue with me, I don't know what I'm supposed to do about this. I'm almost wondering though, if this was not just like, I'm in a relationship with somebody, but they never talk to me. So this is getting old hat. So I'm leaving. I don't know that I think it's that. I think this is like maybe a relationship never got off the ground, period. Maybe they were very attracted to Pisces, but they didn't put in much effort. And I will say, sometimes, I mean, this is a King of Wands, but it does almost feel like they might have been standing there like waiting for Pisces to like, okay, approach me. Pisces, here I am. Here I am. You can see what I am, and then you can approach me. And Pisces didn't do that. Pisces might have walked on by like, I don't know what their intentions are because they haven't said word one to me. I mean, that Page of Pentacles, it could have been very much like, hey, how's it going? And that's it. Page of Pentacles is little tiny conversation. It's not like an Eight of Wands where we're getting into like deep dialogue. It feels like there was such lackluster energy put forth. So that's not the same as Pisces being like, oh, I don't like this person. I'm mad at them. Ace of Swords sideways. I think Pisces, like, I had no idea what their thoughts were about me, but they're admitting this too. Like, I wasn't straightforward. We didn't have important dialogue. We didn't get to the truth talk of like, this could be one of those situations where this person randomly implied that they, like, let's say in dialogue, it was like, oh yeah, I'm going to whatever. I'm going to some local bar that has like open mic night on Mondays. Oh, that sounds like fun. Yeah. It's a good time. You should try it sometime. Okay, that's not the equivalent of asking Pisces out. Casual dialogue, hinting around. If they were waiting for Pisces to be like, oh, wow, I'd like to go. Are you going to be there? I'll show up and then maybe we can share a table. If they were waiting for Pisces to kind of like do the heavy lifting, I definitely think Pisces didn't do it. There was no direct, will you meet me there at 7? I'll hold the table for us. Can I pick you up? There's none of that. So I think this is more like a relationship that never got lifted up off the ground. Maybe that's why we start out with them saying, okay, let's see, can I vocalize what I want? An emperor does have to, step up and step into like dialogue. They do have to get into it and start talking. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, got to put some effort in. I keep thinking that they wanted Pisces to do the heavy lifting. And there might have been lots and lots and lots of opportunities for them, lots of things that they could have had conversation with Pisces about. Maybe Pisces attempted to have dialogue with them and they like didn't carry conversation with Pisces. I think that's why Pisces just kind of shrugged and moved along. But let's change our attention to Pisces for just a second. Pisces, is there a reason that you might be interested in them? Or are you interested in somebody totally different? I really can't tell just yet. There's that King of Wands, but in the reverse right now, Pisces is like, oh, I kind of think that person might be selfish. We've got the Two of Wands upright. If anything, I think Pisces is like, if they ever got out of their own way, who knows? Maybe I've misjudged this person. I really can't tell. There is a certain amount of like longing, right? The Two of Wands is like, I'm at that crossroads. Do I go right or left? Or contemplating something like, I don't know. They kind of seem like there's somebody who's more concerned with, how attractive they are and getting people to show them that they're attractive. And if that's all they want is like, feed my ego. But maybe I'm wrong about them. I can't really tell. See, I kind of think this is mixed emotions. I feel like Pisces is saying, I'm not trying to misjudge somebody, but I can't really say that I've seen them being particularly loving. I kind of think they're stuck in a rut where they need a lot of, accolades, a lot of ego boost. But again, maybe I'm wrong about them. I don't know. I wish I could know them better. So I think Pisces is drawn to them while still being like, I don't know about this cat. Judgment sideways. Pisces is like, you know what? If we had another chance to interact, maybe then I'd be able to tell who they are, but I would really kind of hope that they behave differently. So I think that there's mutual attraction here. I think this thing has not gotten off the ground. I think that there has not been proper like attention or pursuit on their side at all. I actually think Pisces was more like affable, more, kind, more interesting in like opening up dialogue. But I think Pisces knows that they're interested in this person. And obviously, this Emperor character is interested in Pisces. Can I just see what is the underlying reason that you didn't just approach Pisces already? Because we see that you didn't, but why not? Oh, Prince of Wands and the Sun. So we do keep seeing a bit of this. I don't want to say player energy. They're taking off the mask, first off. But I do think that this person, remember, they've been a King of Wands, upright, but kind of like standing there, like posturing. Don't you see me? Don't you like what you see? And then Pisces saw them as a King of Wands in the reverse. Like they might be kind of somebody who needs ego stoke. And now they come across as, here I am, this kind of, it can be, somebody who's pretty good at swaggering, pretty good at getting people attracted to them. But I think if they do have some ego, which everybody has their dose of ego, this is them wanting to like take off the mask and actually acknowledge and admit, I'm actually interested. This could have been like a deflection tactic, kind of wear a mask, flirt with people a little bit, people pursue them, they're used to that. But in truth, I think that Pisces is the one that they actually like. They actually want this Pisces. I don't know if this person is used to pursuing someone. Maybe they get pretty heavily pursued by others. And I think Pisces is real different for them. We've seen the Sun twice. Like there's something about Pisces that like completely, I'm picturing somebody whose eyes like light up when they see Pisces. I'm picturing somebody who's like, gosh, Pisces is really amazing. I don't know. I mean, it sounds so rude, but I don't know that they've wanted other people. I'm not trying to insult the other people who've obviously been attracted to them. And I'm also not trying to say that they're intentionally like people who like lure people in just to get tons and tons of compliments or be chased exactly. But I am saying they don't oftentimes like feel like their own heart is being warmed and melted. I don't think that they're used to pursuing people. Now, maybe this is because they're just super, super attractive or super sought after. I don't know. They don't come across as somebody that's, even though, yes, they have ego, they don't come across as like a villain. I say that. And then we get the devil. No, what I would say, if anything, with this particular devil card, I think that they perhaps have intentionally sidestepped any meaningful dating scenarios. In fact, they may not have dated anybody at all in a long time, even though a lot of people flirt with them and they are really good at flirting. But their version of flirting is they don't want other people like chase them around. Pisces doesn't chase. This is very different energy, but I'm wondering if the reason they've been like this is because they've only like had kind of toxic relationships in the past. I almost feel like they weren't too interested in giving to anybody for a period of time because they were still maybe, kind of like a bear with a sore paw over a previous connection of their own that felt really heavy, really toxic, really unpleasant. And I think Pisces is so much like it representing like the cleaner, the kinder, the more loving, the more sincere energy, and isn't asking for anything from them. Didn't ask for nothing. I feel like that's a really nice difference in Pisces. Queen of Wands in the reverse, Two of Swords. Yeah, so they had a karmic in their life. Somebody that probably did a whole lot of manipulation games on them. And I do feel like even though they are maybe have been highly sought after because they probably are very attractive, in their mind, people that seek them maybe remind them of an ex who was very like glommed on. And there's just something here about Pisces kind of shrugging, going like, I don't know what this person's doing. Like they don't seem to put in a whole lot of energy to talk to me, to interact with me. So I don't know what they're up to. I kind of think that they might be somebody who needs a lot of ego boost. I'm not super into that. I don't know. If I meet him again, who knows? Maybe things will be different. By the way, that judgment card was originally sideways, but I just put it in with the rest of the deck upright to save myself space here. But I feel like that's maybe the best summary here is that Pisces is like, I don't really know what's going on with them. Maybe I've misjudged them. So I think Pisces is not impervious to this person's charms either, but the difference is Pisces isn't trying to latch on. They're not trying to, like move the levers and gears to, get this person to call them or be around them. If anything, I think Pisces is a little bit like, I hope I didn't misjudge them because that, I don't like to do that because I kind of think they're a better person, but I've also only seen kind of a selfish streak to them or something's off. I feel like they want me to chase them, but I definitely won't be doing that. It's so ironic because they're used to being chased, but they don't actually want to be chased. They'd like somebody like Pisces, somebody who's legit, somebody who's not after them for a particular like reason. It's such a catch-22 on one hand. So Pisces, what are you gonna do? Because I just feel like Pisces is like, what do you mean? I got nothing to do with this situation. I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to be polite. I'm going to be warm and welcoming. I've got friends to spend time with. When I consider somebody part of my personal circle, guess what? They have my smiles, they have my caring, they have my emotions. That 3 of Cups, this is Pisces saying, I have lots of other people in my sphere. I don't just hyper focus on one person who so far really hasn't done diddly squat to step into my world. So I'm not too worried about them. If I meet them again, if we interact again and things go differently, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. In the meantime, I'm warm with the people that I like, and I'll continue to be exactly that. That's what I mean when I say I feel like Pisces doesn't ask anybody for anything. But if you're in Pisces' circle of friendship, I feel like this is a Pisces who automatically cares about you, remembers things about you, asks about how you are. That's just who Pisces is. It's just super sincere. I mean, that is a Pisces card, right? That 3 of Cups. So really lovely energy. Pisces is not going to alter anything about what they do. I do think that King of Wands / potential Emperor character, and keep in mind, they've been pretty contradictory, right? They've been a King of Wands upright and reverse. They've been an Emperor sideways, and they've been a Knight of Wands. And now we have them as a Page of Wands. Not normally would I look at a Page of Wands as somebody who's spying, but because in this case, he literally has a magnifying glass, as they are attracted to Pisces. They have been more so than anybody possibly that they've met ever, but certainly in a long time. They're the ones going to be continuing to I'm going to say watch how Pisces is. So they must encounter Pisces. They must see elements of who Pisces is, how Pisces interacts with other people. And I'm not saying that they're checking for authenticity. I just think that they are starting to appreciate, God, this Pisces is like a real person. They're just simply generous. They're simply who they seem to be. They're not pretending to be anything. They're not trying to flirt with me. They're actually, if they said something caring and kind to me, it was because they actually care and are kind. Because I see them do that with non-romantic interests. I see them just living their life that way. That's who Pisces is. It's interesting because that's what shifts him into a full-blown emperor. We saw the potential for him to maybe open up his heart to something authentic, but he was so used to, is it that song by The Weeknd, and I'm so used to being used? Is it because girl, you're worth it and you deserve it? I can't think of any of the rest of the lyrics right now, but that part where he says, and I'm so used to being used. I feel like that is kind of why he had a bit of a chip on his shoulder. Also, he's used to being chased, used to being sought after. Seeing the Pisces is just legit. That's just how Pisces is with anybody in their life. That gives them some kind of wow, this is mind blown. Pisces is a really authentic person. Pisces is somebody I would want to actually give to, not to flirt with, not to casually hint that I'm kind of interested and then let them do the same old routine where then they obviously will chase me because everybody chases me. They know Pisces isn't that kind. It is like they had to build some kind of like, I think they knew from the beginning Pisces was so different than anybody else, but there's knowing it from the beginning, and then there's like knowing it through time and observation and realizing this is so legitimate. Pisces kind of makes them want to, I'm going to say, even mature and grow up. And it's funny how the very thing that they've been, which is someone who knows that people get attracted and chase them, is also the thing that they've kind of fed while not really wanting that for themselves. They are a better person, but they really haven't had a reason, I guess, sorry, I can't find a better way to say this, but it's like they haven't had a reason to step into being the best version of themselves until they met Pisces. It's otherwise it was just kind of like shallow games with shallow people that only wanted them for shallow purposes, and they were just like, yeah, that's what the game is. People chase you, they want to kind of date you, get with you, but you don't matter that much to them. And then they meet Pisces, and it's the exact reverse. Pisces ain't chasing, and Pisces genuinely cares about people. That makes them want to step up and be someone who's genuine also. But admittedly, they do take some time to like factor in who Pisces really is. That Eight of Pentacles card keeps staring at me, so we're going to go one more on that, because I feel like whatever it is that Pisces does, maybe work related, is something, I don't know if Pisces is highly expressive, highly intuitive. They could like paint things that they see in their dreams. Oh my God, I had the greatest dream ever. It was this insane food dream, which I've never had a food dream before. I did go to bed hungry last night. It was too late to eat, and I was like, you'll live. But it was, I was at an event, and I had to cook something, and it was this huge event. It was all like indoors, but in like this gigantic like gymnasium or something is what it seemed like. And there were all of these little cooking stations, and everybody had been tasked with making some particular gourmet dish. And then you could walk around and eat everybody else's food before you were judged on your dish. And I had to make some like, it was like a creamy pasta dish. And then there was a red sauce also that got added in on the side at the end or something. But it was like, I have no idea. I must be craving pasta, but going around and tasting, like there was all kinds of cooked turkeys. That was like the highlight for me in the dream. I was eating all this turkey. I have no idea what my deal was last night, but it feels like, I don't know why that just sparked a memory, but all of those little pictures, paintings, maybe Pisces gets inspiration out of dreams, but then they actually bring it into their work. Maybe, Pisces is certainly, associated with much of the dream world. So I'm wondering if Pisces career path allows them to stay tapped into like the subconscious, the abstract, and then they bring that into their work. I just feel like that's another component of Pisces being so much deeper. And maybe that's the other thing that we have the word secret library written up here with that Page of Swords. I think Pisces knows that there's more to people than what we see on the surface. There's more to Pisces also than what Pisces shows on the surface. And I'm thinking that that's one of the other critical components of this story is Pisces may have the ability to sense with their subconscious energy that even if they see somebody who comes across as kind of selfish, they may not really be. They seem kind of shallow. They seem kind of like they're used to everybody chasing them around, and maybe they like that. But Pisces is like, I don't really know that I would summarize somebody that quickly. There's more to people than what meets the eye. I know that because there's more to me than what meets the eye. There's, I tap into all kinds of subconscious energy through my dream state. I bring it into my work. People wouldn't necessarily know that, a lot of the things that I do are because it's somewhere locked in my subconscious, but I know how to access that. And I feel like that might be maybe the added story about who Pisces is here. Kind of an interesting tale. I really enjoy this Pisces. I feel like they are very creative, and there's so much more to them. And I think that's why they're able to recognize that somebody who's seemingly, we could have painted him as a straight up villain, but I never got that vibe from him. And I think it's because in every person, there is capacity for, acts of great heroism and, terrifically unselfish opportunities if you're maybe in the right place and time, or if you meet somebody who humbles you and makes you feel like, I used to think it was every man for himself, dog eat dog world. And then I meet somebody who is showing me that that's not how everybody is. So now I actually want to abandon that previously, like, kind of harsh mentality. And I actually want to do better and be a more generous person. Like, I almost feel like meeting Pisces is flipping on his better instincts, is the way I would describe this character. All right, I am going to leave this here. You guys, thank you so much for being here. My hair is itching my face. Mariah, so good to see you again today, hun. I got to say hi to you last night too. FK Slay, hi. Hi, Dee, an Irish fan. I am so honored. Are you in Ireland, my dear? Shout out to you there. I love to know where everybody's from. And I'm a big traveler myself, so it always makes me really happy to think that I get to connect with people all around the world like this. Julie May, hi, honey. Anisha Chatu, awesome to see you today. Squishfish, hi. Piscean Witchery. Tarot Troll, I love your name. You are so sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll get to Capricorn next. Sorry, guys. I'll probably take a little breather and then I'll release a Capricorn video right after that, okay? Slave Princess. And again, Thalia Chavez. Thank you, honey. And Annie, as always, so good to catch you. All right, you guys. Dee, you are in Ireland. Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you for being here. All right, you guys, thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I will see you all again in the, we'll get to Capricorn and Aquarius, then I'll probably break. And then tonight I'll come back and we'll get to Taurus and Scorpio and Gemini and Ophiuchus. I'd like to get all the zodiacs done so we all get one first video for the week. And then tomorrow we'll start in on the second videos for all the zodiacs. All right, you guys, bye.